Hey, greetings, fellow slinging agents out there in the wild. It's your trusted handler, Brian, welcoming you once again to another episode of our Delta Green run through. You know, we have a long episode, so I don't want to take up too much time on the front end here, but I do kind of want to go over a little bit of our business. That's right. I want to remind everyone where they can find us. We're on all major and minor podcast apps out there. Please leave us that 5-star rating and review. I tend to read all those reviews. Also, don't forget, we're over on YouTube at RolledHard20. Go ahead and click that little subscribe bell. Leave me a comment, and I reply to all those comments because I'm here for you. Speaking of replying to comments, I have one from one of our social media accounts from John Erfurt. He says, just getting caught up. Great job. Keep them coming. You know what, John? We're going to keep them coming just for you. We're always coming for you, John. Always. So stay tuned as we keep these things rolling your way. Remember, write us at rolledhard20podcast@gmail.com. I answer all the emails over there, so I'll be looking forward to hearing from all of you fellow slingers out there, especially if you're enjoying the show. So I think that about takes care of that, so why don't we just warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 Podcast presents episode 5 of our Delta Green run-through, Convergence.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
On the dot, too.
Somewhere, yeah. You know, one of the things that I like watching is true crime. I know you like that too, right, Sammy? You like watching true crime shit all the time.
I participate in true crime.
Oh, damn. I thought I saw your mug someplace. And it always struck me as how Delta Green harkens back to the true crime aspect. I think a lot of people had originally described it as like True Detective and Mindhunter and X-Files all kind of blended together and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was watching a true crime before we jumped on earlier, and I was like, yeah, you know, just that serial killer-esque mentality and shit.
You can really look up to that kind of stuff, you know? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well,
it's admirable is what you're saying.
No,
right?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, they were all definitely burnable.
Focused.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're going to have to cut a lot of this.
They were definitely guilty. How's everyone doing?
Doing great,
well,
man.
brother.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Good. Drying
Had some
out.
Good calls with the brothers the other day.
Yeah, we were bullshitting for a while.
Yeah.
Had
And
a
I
good time.
talked with Tony later on at night.
Was that after you got back from the bar?
Yeah, and he was all south.
He said he
sausage.
sent pictures or videos or whatever. I never received them, so I don't even know if they really exist.
Yeah, he sent them, but
Oh,
don't
is
you
that
not look
it?
at
Well,
don't
then,
you not look at
challenge
sausage
accepted.
pictures people text you though?
He didn't send anything to me though.
I could have sworn. You know what? I'm looking at it here.
Might have just been me and Eric.
Yeah, it was you and Eric. I don't know how I missed out because I've got 2 of them here.
Well, that
Probably
helps
like a
make
group.
my decision much easier for this evening's game.
Fine.
We know how that
Yeah,
bathroom incident's going to go.
That's right. Hope you rolled up your new character already.
That'd be funny. Ichi goes in there. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were indisposed. Let me close that door.
Should I get a candle lit for your corpse?
I need a plunger.
Well, let me lead us
Sammy
in.
said he wanted me to have 2 beers, so there's me beer number 1 and beer number 2.
And those are like liter beers or half liter things. They're
those
not
big giant,
no
Jaeger,
joke.
you know,
Fucking
Munich beer
40s.
garden.
You know, like a
style
small
Steins.
7-Eleven drink.
Fucking awesome.
Take me to your leader.
Big gulp.
All right. Well, let me lead
That was
us
good,
in
Ryder.
so we could. What's that, brother?
That was good. Take me to your liter.
Thank you. Appreciate
Well
it.
done.
You're the
Take
only
me to
one
the
Gold
liter.
doubloon.
Golden balloon. All right. Here we go. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted handler, Brian, and with me, my hard slingers of yore. Yeah. Episode 5 of our Delta Green scenario, Convergence. Now, as I start leading us in here, I want to remind you guys of your mission to Groversville, what your main purpose is being there. According to Special Agent in Charge Derringer, you're to try to find the source of this proto-matter composite which has the ability to turn normal individuals into a form of super soldier, or so his lab geeks believe. And it was suggested to find a way to possibly procure this protomatter, or else find a way to destroy it. So
We
just want
found
to
some.
what's that, brother? Yeah, I just want to kind
I
of keep
think
you
we
guys
found some.
on point with what you guys are originally there for, so you're not wondering what the next move is, per se. You know, you keep you guys going down range in that direction. So over the course of the past 2 episodes, you've arrived at Groversville, met the sheriff, and then decided to split into pairs in an effort to cover more ground in your investigations, knowing you're to reconvene at 6 o'clock at Merle's Country Bunker, and from there procure a room for the evening at Merle's Shut-Eye, both of which were recommended by Sheriff Oakley. Coldwell and Rice went to interview Jane Allen, Billy Ray Spivey's girlfriend. Her parents, Todd and Jamie, informed you that Jane had been missing for the past 2 days. After the initial round of questions, Jamie left for work while Todd remained behind, handcuffed on the floor, while the two of you searched Jane's room. You exited her room to find Todd missing and the front door open. Continuing the search, Rice discovered a .45 auto hiding under the dresser and a Todd hiding in the master closet, hands outstretched and poised. Each in Odesso went to Billy Ray's house, where his mother Angel was being looked after by her sister and brother-in-law, Amy and Joe Krista, the latter being a former law officer. You saw the murder scene of Rich Spivey, which was Billy Ray's room, and upon exiting, you found Joe Krista right outside the door. Each then lured him back to the main room while Odesso continued to check out the restroom. And it was while in the restroom, Odesso, you witnessed something rise up from the tub drain, this purplish globule about the size of a volleyball. As you pulled out your cell phone and snapped off a few pics, by the way, I want you to roll a d4.
Got it. Can I root for myself high or low, or is it just one of those things?
Hi.
Okay, high. I got myself a 4.
4.
Oh, nice.
So you managed to get off 4 pictures in quick succession of this thing before a tendril lashed out and struck you in the chest, sending you back into the door. So, who do we pick up with first? 1, 2, 3 for Coldwell and Rice.
I was going to say, let's go with Rice. I'm still figuring out what we're going to do.
4, 5, 6 for each and Odesso. 5.
Fucking bloodthirsty DM.
Each, as you and Joe Krista are in the main room of the Spivey house, going over Brad Wesley and whether or not he was the true hero of Roadhouse, you hear this large bang come from the restroom down the hall, the same room you know Odesso was just in and is still in.
I will immediately move down there. I will, to Joe Chris, I go, wait right here, like very firmly. And then immediately while I'm running, I'm saying that, wait right there.
And as you're running,
Little
he actually
snarl
attempts
gets out,
to grab your shoulder with a 92. Feebly misses your shoulder. You just seem to be moving at a blinding speed. And you hear him, though. He's like, wait, you don't know what that is. Don't go down there.
I'm already down there.
You're
And
already
just as
down
a point
there.
of order, out of character, just as a question for the DM, when I went into the restroom, being since each and the other guy were down the hallway, did I close the door?
Yes,
I
you
was
did.
just checking it.
No,
You know
you
what I
did
mean?
close the door.
I don't remember. Okay, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure I heard you close it
I did.
in the
Okay.
playback, yeah, because you wanted to. In fact, you were under the
Just
guise
read
of
Weaver's
you
notes.
using the restroom.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
What's that, brother?
Gotcha.
So just read Weaver's notes. It'll say, close the door, grabbed a Spank magazine. Page 32 was stuck.
Strapped
Again.
on a half-used condom.
Bathies.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about that.
So as you're running down the hallway and he attempts to grab you, completely missing, you hear him shout behind, "Wait for me!" And I would like for you to make an alertness check.
Ready. Under this 53, let's see. 53 exactly.
53 seconds. As you zip down this hallway, that means nothing to me. You cast a backwards glance and you see Krista pulling something from his waistband as he shouts, "Wait for me."
Okay. I don't know how long I have to do this, but if there's time, I will say, keep that away. Do not draw anything.
He stops his hurried run and actually starts walking more briskly, but apprehensive.
Okay.
As you make it to the end of the hallway, we go inside the bathroom. Agent Adesso, you've just been struck in the chest by this tendril, which has retracted back to this globule. That was its move. What would you like to do, Adesso, knowing that you've just been struck center mass by this thing?
Yeah. Okay, so my guess is it threw me against the bathroom door. Is that right?
Yeah, because the way how I envisioned what was going on, there's a tub to the right. The drain is on the side where the door is at. As you're looking to the right and you pull it back and this stuff, you hear something gurgling. You went down with the Q-tip to do whatever, and you saw this shit start to come out of the drain, Play-Doh Fun Factory fashion. Mm-hmm. You then reeled back, pulled out your phone, and took a few pictures of it as this thing congealed, and then it lashed out at you.
How far was I away from it when it hit me?
About 3.5 feet. Okay. Now you're probably about 5 feet from it.
Got it. Okay. I am going to... Okay, my guess is the door opens inward, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have to get closer to it in order to open the door and get out?
No, because the handle, if you're facing the door, the handle's on the right, so it would swing to your left and actually block part of the tub.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
get out
I'm
of
going
there,
to open
Odessa.
the door. I'm going to open the door and draw my own pistol.
Okay.
Can I
So
do
the
both
door's
at the same
open,
time?
pistol's out.
Okay. And I'm going to try to get more distance while keeping the door open. And do I see each coming by? Since I know he's on his way, do I see him out of my peripheral vision?
Yeah, you'll see him just outside of the door, but you're not going to be able to do anything after you pull your weapon and open the door. That's your move.
Got it. Okay.
So you swing open this door, and you see each standing there.
Right. Well, I'm trying to get out of the door, actually. Not only am I opening the door,
I'm pulling you.
my weapon, I am coming out. Now, I can't take another hit.
Yeah, and this thing lashes out again.
Oh, great.
And you see this wood splinter by your face as it strikes the door. And that's all you hear as each tugs you out.
Got it.
Tugs on you.
There we go. Always good for a handy.
Let me tug you out, buddy. Dude.
Krista's leaning over your shoulder, peering, seeing Adesso sweating profusely. What's going on in there? At this point, he's already got his revolver in his hand, each. Go ahead.
Did each see anything as he gets to the door and it's opened by Adesso? Do I see the shit weasel in the tub, the big bubble?
You
whatever
see
it
the
is?
wood splinter, but you don't see what it was that splintered the wood, because the way the door opened, it prevented your perception of what was going on in that tub.
Cool. Partial coverage.
What's going on?
What the fuck are we doing here?
Does Adesso get to speak?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow your backup. I don't know what's going on yet.
There's something in the tub. Something in the tub. It hit me hard. It's like a ball of dough.
Joe, what's going on in there? Joe, what's going on? From the main room, you hear the ladies are kind of going crazy. What's going on? What's going on? What's all that noise? And you hear Angel just, just totally screaming, because the woman's basically shell-shocked at this point from all the shit that's gone on with what happened to her husband, literally right across from the bathroom. All the shit that she's been told about Billy Ray now being deceased by Special Agent in Charge Derringer. Yeah. And
Mr.
Amy's
Krista,
trying to calm her down.
Can you please I need to find out what happened to the agent here. Can you please help with the the situation.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
move the ladies out of here if there's
He-
danger?
He starts
We don't
running
want them
down the
anywhere.
hallway with his revolver in the air.
Tell that bitch to chill out.
Finger on the trigger.
Tell her, bitch, be cool.
Everybody be cool.
Odessa, what
You hear
happened
him
in there?
yelling something. Everything's kind of just a cacophony of yelling down there as he starts ushering them literally out of the house.
Excellent.
It gets very quiet. It's just you and Odessa breathing heavy in your ear.
Odessa, what happened in there? You're hurt.
I heard something in the drain. I went down to look at it. Something oozed up through the drain cover,
Ichi's moving us away from the door as we're doing this too.
formed into a ball. It was a purple ball. Like
Is the door
Wow.
still open?
yeah, the door's still open.
Oh, I thought you closed it
Odessa
when you
was
came
trying
out.
to cover it. I wasn't trying to close the door because I don't know where this thing's going to go. Well, we could have closed it and locked it in. Sure.
Well,
I was thinking we were going to
should
take it
try
out.
that, don't
Our
you?
mission is to take it out.
Do you think we should try to close it? This is out of character, sorry. You think
Well,
we
I
should
think
try
we
to?
should-
I mean, it's going to bust through a door if it's going to come out.
Well, if it could have
It
done
splintered
that,
wood when it missed you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get a shot off at it. I don't know if that's going to do any good. We're going to have to come
Yeah.
up with something asymmetrical other than just shooting at it. So I guess the best thing to do would be to shut the door, but then we're going to have to open the door again and get into it, and we'll lose track of where it is because there's nothing that says it has to be in the drain.
How
If
do
we
we handle,
don't-
how do we spin this?
Yeah.
We have seconds, minutes to figure out how to spin this.
Okay.
Is there some sort of toxic thing in the tub? We call a team in to take care of it. We get them out of the house.
What
what do
kind
we
of
do?
what kind of injury do I have, Ryder?
It's a blunt force trauma to the chest.
Okay. So it doesn't look like anything like, it's got no toxic residue. It's not a piercing damage. It's just a real solid hit.
Yeah, just like you had been struck in the head by struck in the head. Like you had been struck in the chest by a fastball.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. So I tell each, it hits hard, really hard. I think I cracked a couple of ribs.
Let me ask you this out of character. Do you have a vest on or no?
That would probably be part of standard issue stuff, but not for us. I mean,
Okay.
since we're not really agents, I mean, the only one who probably would have a vest would have been Caldwell.
Okay.
And I would not have, because should be part of an FBI's agents thing. I mean, they're uncomfortable and they're expensive, and
And
Well,
vests are so
technically, you're not a
90s,
Fed,
you know?
though.
yeah, technically I'm not a Fed, so I would not have one. The badge and the gun is enough. So no, to be in complete character and play this correctly, he would not have a vest.
Okay.
So he tells each, he pulls the door shut. Fuck it, we'll pull the door shut. That's the
Yeah.
safer thing because this thing's pretty darn tough. We're gonna have to figure out some way to take care of it. And he tells each what it is. It was slime, like a ball of slime, and it came up through the grate, the small, tiny little grates on top of the drain cap. That's what it came through. So it can obviously change its shape. It flows like liquid, but it hits like a sledgehammer.
So it's in the pipes of this house, is what you're saying.
Could be. It was in the drain. Maybe not water supply, but it was definitely in the drain. So the water may be okay. But anytime we've got a drain, and the drain vents go to the roof. But I don't know. It was purple. It must have sensed my presence. I wasn't close enough to it. Here, I have a picture. I give him my phone and open it up and show him what the picture is.
Okay. I see the purple mass.
Hold on a second. Out of those 4 pictures, only 3 of them turned out. And each, as you're looking at these 3 that
I don't look at it. Just kidding.
did turn out, I need for you to make a sanity check.
Alrighty. And that is under, okay. 28 under 49. So I made it.
Okay, so you take 1 point of sanity of just as you see these pictures just of it Play-Dohing out of the drain. You see like a mushroom head of it coalescing, and then you see the whole thing as one large purplish ball.
A blob. Okay. Well, we need to figure out how to handle this, Odessa. We can't sit there, start blasting at this thing with all the people here. Maybe we try to say that you simply fell in the bathroom and got scared. Yeah, you slipped on something, fell. That's what caused the loud noise. We say that there's a really foul odor emanating from the drain that smells not necessarily like human decomposition, but something else that's very or potentially highly toxic.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna have to go with
we
the
have them
toxic.
to exit the house, and then we
Got to cordon it off. They're not going to be
Yeah.
able to come back in.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, they shouldn't go into any bathroom or the kitchen, any place where there's a drain. So, yeah, absolutely. And then I know we can cut off water supply, but I don't know how we can cut off a drain. Something we got to quarantine and fix this. So I don't know what we're going to do on that one.
We may have to do something similar to, remember the old show Breaking Bad, where they would tent the house.
Yeah.
And then we handle it once it's all tented. That seems like an awful lot of work, especially when we have to leave by dawn, as Mr. Merle says.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Oakley says, Sheriff Oakley.
We're going to have to figure out what to do and get this thing. Anyway.
Okay, I will go out and handle Mr. Krista and tell him the situation. We should both go out.
Let's see if he's got a first aid kit.
Well, we don't want to have him see how wounded you are.
Got it.
If he's not GM, he's not, or handler, he's not bleeding or anything from the chest.
No, he's not bleeding.
Okay, so you just took a big old wallop. We'll get you stitched up after, but we need, pull all your constitution and will and grit and grime together, and we need to walk out, show, oh yeah, sorry, I slipped or something. You come up with a good story for why there was the big bang.
This house that we're in, what kind of house is it? Is it a double wide trailer, or are we?
No, it's a single story
story
flat.
Okay.
Residence.
Well, okay. Ask him if there's a crawl space underneath the house.
Well, as you guys are making your way outside to go deal with Miss Spivey and the Christas, we go to Agent Coldwell and Agent Rice. Rice, you've opened up this master closet, and standing right inside, shirtless, hands out in front of him, is Todd Allen. And he immediately lunges for you. Now, his hands are still bound with those zip tie cuffs, but he's going to try to garrote you with this. And you see him fumble as you lean back, and he misses you.
Is he still on his feet?
Yes, he's on his feet, lunging.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you, you stupid man. Tie me up on the fucking floor. I'll fuck you up.
So I'm gonna yell.
I'm yelling.
I'm gonna yell. From the bedroom, Caldwell. Ted's in here, and
my name's Todd, motherfucker.
Todd.
Check your notes. You got like 18 pages for one.
While I'm yelling, I'm going to reach for the in between his hands, where the zip tie is.
Okay.
And just push his arms down to get him down on the ground.
All right.
I'm guessing that's
make that melee combat.
I'm looking to see. Is it under melee weapons?
Would be unarmed combat.
Unarmed combat. Okay. All right, here we go. That is a 7 under 60.
Hell yeah.
So you deftly take a half step back as he lunges, your left hand grabbing these plastic manacles, and you just drag him straight down with his momentum. He eats it right into this dirty, thick shag carpet, just getting a mouthful of toe jam. I'm gonna give me up on this thing. I swear I'll kill you all. I'll kill you.
So
Come on, Flash. Go get that one.
So I swing around and I put my right knee on his neck, and then my left knee in the small of his back, so I'm on top of him, pinning him down.
Police brutality.
And I'm yelling for Caldwell again, waiting for him to get in.
As Coldwell enters the room, nice work, Agent Rice.
Yeah, why don't you get over here and help me?
Oh, it looks like you got a handle, but
No.
Can I have my ghost back?
Aren't you glad I cuffed him?
Hey, Caldwell, see if you can find some rope or something. I want to hog tie this guy. I don't want him getting away.
Oh, we'll just handcuff him to something this time.
All right, let's do it. You got your handcuffs with you?
He's wearing them right now. We just need to loosen up one of them. Is there
No.
anything sturdy that we could tie him to?
Nothing
Like
in
an
the
old
room.
radiator or anything like that?
No, they wouldn't have a radiator. in a
Fucking his
double wide
ankle,
like this.
dude.
Yeah,
Hog tie
everything else
one
is like
hand to an ankle.
Sears type metal box spring frame shit. And everything else is just motley furniture. Nothing
Fancy.
that you would say would be able to anchor him to wherever you want him to be. You'd have to probably take him back out and maybe do it to a pipe under the sink, maybe.
Stay
I
away
don't
from
know.
the
Don't I
pipes.
have 2 pair of handcuffs? On that standard issue, 2 pairs?
They're not metallic handcuffs, though. They're like the plastic ones, right? Like the zip tie handcuffs?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just tactical handcuffs. I mean, they're just whatever is standard issue.
Yeah, I'd say you have 2 pairs of those.
All right, let's just hog tie him up for the time being. Agent Rice, I'll tie him up. Let's just make it quick and see what the other guys are doing
So you
Yeah.
just hog tie him and leave him there, huh?
for the time being, just so he doesn't resist.
Put him back in the closet.
Just kind of
Caldwell,
prop him in the corner.
Yeah, Caldwell, are you suggesting that we leave him here hogtied?
Oh no, we'll leave him loose once we leave, but for our safety, we'll just secure him for the time being.
Okay, so Todd, what are you thinking? What are you doing running off from us?
This is my home. I didn't go anywhere. This is my place. I'm not running anywhere.
You're hiding. What are you? If you're hiding in here, what else are you hiding from us?
I ain't got to say nothing. Read
You're
my
Todd.
lips. And you see the carpet stuck to his lips and shit. I ain't got to say nothing to you.
Your daughter's missing. Don't you care?
I do. I've been looking for her for 2 days.
Well, you're
How's
not
that
going to
working
find her
out?
inside the.
Speak English, one of you.
You're never going to find her just looking in the trailer.
I've been out looking back alleys everywhere else. I can't find her. For all I know, she could have shacked up with one of those other motley crews that hang out at the reservoir for all I know. I don't know. You know, I told her all the time, you go running around with those higher than thou, mightier than thou spivies. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get knocked up. You know that's probably the outcome. Why else would she have gone to the Obigin doctor or whatever they's called?
So while Caldwell is talking to her, I'm going to
Talking to her.
Or talking to him,
assume
sorry.
my pronoun, motherfucker.
Oh, pronoun, damn it.
So
Suck on this unit.
while he's talking to Caldwell, and I'm stepped back away from him, I remove that 45 that I found, and I pull it from my waistband, and say, "Is this look familiar? Something
No, I've
you
never
might want to
seen
say?"
it before.
You're about to commit suicide.
Well-
That took a dark turn.
Holy shit.
Quick, write a note.
So, Todd, I found it right here in this room.
No, you didn't, because I ain't put it there.
So what's interesting is this weapon doesn't have any serial numbers. You understand that that's a felony, right?
I ain't never seen it before. Make a hum int on that.
Hume int. 80 over 60.
He's breathing heavy.
I bet those boys in federal prison would really love to spend some time with you.
I ain't saying another word till I talk to my attorney.
You're not talking to your attorney, and I'm moving a little closer. Todd, you understand that this was found on your property. I can twist this any way I want. That
You all
you
crooked
had
and
it in
dirty,
your
ain't you?
hand. No, I'm not crooked. I'm just trying to find your daughter.
So was I. I've been looking for her. I ain't seen Jane in days.
Well, you're not doing a very good job of it.
Ask her mom. Ask her mama. We've both been looking out for her. We've been looking all over this hillbilly town. Ain't nobody seen her nowhere for days.
Where do you think she went?
I already said she probably ran away. Maybe she hooked up with one of the other guys. Maybe she was seeing one of them for all I know.
No, that's a little too vague. You're
No.
going to have to be more specific than that.
can't
Where
be
would
more-
she have hung out in town with all her friends?
At the reservoir. I already said that. You know, why are you looking at me? Why don't you go talk to Sheriff Oakley? You know, his boy runs wild with the rest of those hooligans who Billy Ray was part of. You know how many times his boy Lenny got in trouble and then suddenly everything just disappeared, just went away? While those other boys had to pay the price?
Are you saying that Oakley manipulated evidence?
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying you should do your own due diligence before you start looking at me as being anti-father of the year.
Hey Caldwell, hang out with this guy. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make a phone call and have some folks come in and take a look at this weapon that was found here on the premises.
Oh, what delight.
Come on, cold whale. Turn the TV on for me.
Oh, no,
We
boy.
can watch something together. Put the subtitles on, though. I know you have trouble hearing what I'm saying when I said I'm innocent. Let me loose.
I'm afraid you're not going anywhere.
So I'm gonna just step out of the room and make like a fake phone call that I'm calling to get like a background check on this guy and get more details, but within earshot
A background check on Todd?
on Todd.
Okay.
I'm calling in, and saying, hey, I have a suspect, found a weapon, no serial numbers, and just talking and responding like, oh, interesting, very interesting. When did that happen? When did that occur? Priors, just kind of making something up to get him to hear that I'm finding out some alleged dirt on this guy.
What you want to say is, so there is a
Tell me.
warrant outstanding for him. No problem.
So you're going to say that
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I've
There's
got
a warrant out for him.
that I've got a suspect that interesting, he's got a warrant in this county, and what was it for, and just so he
What?
can hear.
what? I paid that fine. She said she was 16.
Wow.
Don't you understand? It was 5 o'clock.
So I'm continuing along with this fake conversation with, I'll call it dispatch, and then I say, okay, hey, can you transfer me over to the marshals?
Right here.
Coldwell's phone rings. Yo,
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Already
You
on
are
scene.
marshals. Yeah. And then so I poke my head and I go, hey, Caldwell. I said, is there anybody over in the marshal's office here local that I'm having these guys transfer me over to them right now. We need to get this guy out of
Look,
here and deal with this
It ain't my
serial
gun.
number.
It ain't my gun.
It doesn't matter. It's on
It's
your property.
Jamie's.
Sir. Jamie.
Here we go back to Agent Adesso and Agent Each.
He just bust chucked his daughter.
Yeah.
No, that's his wife.
The wife.
I thought, okay.
It's his wife, daughter.
Out here.
Dude, I swear that guy, if you do background check, it'll check in with family history of Macklemore, because those guys are cut from the same freaking denim, dude.
We cut to Agent Each and Agent Adesso. As you guys step out onto the porch, you see Joe Krista trying to comfort his wife and Angel. He's like, it's okay, girls. It's okay. He's still got the revolver in his hand, as over the back of one of them. It's
You and me, we're gonna get through this.
We're going to get through this. We're going to take this car.
Odessa's got no patience. Dude, put the goddamn gun away. What the hell is this? Freaking amateur hour? Just get the gun out of my face. Get the gun out of her face. What the hell's wrong with you? Jesus Christ. Show me
What
where
is
the
going
drain
on,
clean out
agents?
for
What
the
is going
goddamn
on?
bathroom.
I put a hand on Odessa's shoulder. Just not, just calm down.
Do we need backup? He's ready to roll, ready to go in there with you guys. You need backup? Do we need to go back in there and settle this? What was in there?
We've got a problem with the drain. Where is the drain clean out? for
Fucking
that
drain.
bathroom?
Please listen, Mr. Krista.
I'm really curious about the way you boys operate if you're worried about the drain. Oh my gosh.
There's something going on. There seems to be toxic fumes coming out of that drain. It was sufficient enough to cause me to almost nearly lose consciousness. Something's happening in that drain. Kind of smelled like a meth lab or something. I don't know.
What the You think this is why Billy Ray might have gone crazy? Maybe he was cooking in the tub or something?
I don't know.
We'll
We
find
told
out.
you that drugs could play a part in it, though it doesn't seem that that's his MO, but I'm afraid that we're going to have to consider this place. I don't know if the crime scene is the right word, but we're going to need to investigate, and we're going to need you and your wife and sister to have to please move out of the house for a while we investigate.
Well, I mean, I don't live here, so I really don't care.
Do you think you can have her stay with you and your wife for just the time being? Yeah, I can give you my number so you can call, and I can keep you informed, so you know what's happening. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that'd be great. We could always use a Steadicam operator. I'm going to
Since
cut
he's
that.
the tripod.
Yeah, that'll be great, Agent. I appreciate it. Please keep me in the loop.
I did a 48 under 53 for persuade, just in case.
Yeah, he's totally taken in by your rendition of what happened in there, and he wants nothing to do. In fact, he's concerned about going in and getting their suitcases, but just thinks it's better off if they don't. Look, we'll just leave right now. It's not a big deal. Maybe we'll.
That's a good persuade.
Maybe we'll just go to Merle's Shut Eye for the evening.
That's where we'll be staying too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me have your number and everything, and I'll check in with you
I'll give
after a
him
couple hours.
Yeah, I'll give him my number. And,
Do me a favor, lock the house up for her. We know how the looky-loos are and the macabre scene, how people always want to see where
we want to
somebody
do
might
this
have
very
passed away.
discreetly too, because we don't want to draw attention to something that may just be something that died underneath and is emitting a foul blend of toxins.
Got it.
We can't be too sure. So really appreciate you doing this, and
Oh yeah.
we'll talk later, and I'll be able to give you more information then. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So he takes his keys out, puts the women in his car, and you see him back up and just tear ass down the street.
I don't know how we pulled that off, Adesso.
I don't
Do you need
either.
a Band-Aid?
I'm going to need something. That's for sure. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do with this thing, how to get it out of the drain or keep it in the drain. I guess the best thing to do would be to cut out, who knows? Let's
We
figure
need
something
to-
out. Let's find the clean out on the other
Yeah.
side of the house.
Handler, what's the time right now? Because we're supposed to meet at 6:00 at the Shake and Bake or whatever it's called.
Well, at the start of the episode, it was 5:00.
Okay, so we're 20 minutes.
Because
in,
ironically,
maybe?
Tone, you said it's 5:00 somewhere.
Oh, well, look at that. Clever
You had-
girl.
At the time, you had 1 hour to wrap up whatever you were going to do, and then make your way to Merle's country bunker. So,
Okay, I keep hearing Merle's country bumpkin there whenever you say that.
keeping that in mind and where you want to be and how you want to do things, you can help give him first aid if you need to before
Yeah,
you
I
go,
will.
or what you want to do,
Yeah, I
or if
think
you want to go
we-
back in and fuck with that house.
No, I don't. Well, Adesso, I don't think we should be trying to clear out this thing by getting into the crawl space and all that. We need to figure out something. But if that thing wanted out of the pipes, it would have gotten out already. It's probably
Maybe it is out now. Could be inside the bathroom. We just don't know. But we got to quarantine this house. That's for sure.
and so
It's not
out
like
of
we can just burn
character.
the place to the ground. That may not take care of it. We're going to have
Yeah.
to do something a little more intensive than that.
Well, out of character, do we know that if we can we call Derringer or Heisenberg and have them send like a cleanup team or something like that? Or is this something that we gotta stamp out ourselves because we don't even know what it is. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure it has something to do with Bud Spivey and all that because it was in the bathtub and maybe he got spooged on and
Well, we've been looking for the proto material. This is probably the proto material.
yeah.
So we've got to figure out how to contain it. I mean, we were told to either recover it or destroy it. Well, I'm not sure how we destroy it.
Well, we say that
away.
We found some sort of meth lab stuff and it caught fire.
Well, that could burn it down, but if it's small enough to sit there and seep through a shower drain, it could seep through just about anything. I mean, the blob we use cold. They use cold in the blob, right? It's fire extinguishers, gas. Gas is in carbon dioxide gas or something else that would be cold. We might have to wind up doing the same thing, or at least until we can contain it or figure out how to contain it.
Right.
I guess the better thing to do would be to ask Heisenberg for what we're going to need. We're going to definitely need some alternative resources, other assets that could come on site and figure out how we can do this. You know, we've definitely got to cordon it off. That's easy. We can put a bunch of police tape up and say this is under investigation, but we may need other assets with specialized equipment, some way to trap this thing in the drains and keep it with us, or take it out of the house, take it with us. That would be ideal. I don't
know how we do that.
Well, if we can trap it in the drain or keep it in the drain and hope it's all in the drain, we may be able to use another pipe, hook a pipe to the clean out, another 2-inch drain pipe to the clean out, try to get it from the inside of the house into that drain and cap both ends. How we do that, I don't know.
Well, I think that what we should do is we need to meet with the other agents. We need to get you first aid. Maybe we call Derringer, have him send a couple of his friendlies that were going to be tailing us and have them sit in front of the house, not engaged, but they'll be able to see if anything sort of happens. But I think we need to tell Rice and Coldwell what we found out. We need to get you some aid.
Yeah.
And I need to get me one of them thick and juicies over at Merle's Country Pumpkin. I'm not talking about the food.
She's got a name.
Yeah, but I think that whatever it is that's in this house, if it wants to leave, it'll leave. And there's no way that we can check all the pipes and find out how large it is. Like, I think we need to meet with the other agents, find out what we can do. We can always try to torch the whole thing if we need to, but I really don't want to
nuke the site from orbit.
That could work. Yeah, the thing is, we set it on fire and it just senses the heat and goes further into the sewer. Well, it's just escaped, and all we've done is burn a house down. And we've still got the same problem.
It comes out the next morning.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say then, Adesso? I'm going to lock the house. Let's get you some kind of first aid. I can apply it to you. We can also go to any hospital here if we want, or if you feel that you can carry on. You're not bleeding. There's no open wounds. And I'll check him out and see if there's any broken ribs or anything, or if he just got a big wallop. Because I know you, out of character, I know you took more than half your hit points, right? So it's probably be like you're hit by a car. I don't know if you have any broken bones or anything though. But
right.
He would probably get better care if you took him someplace, but it would throw your times off.
Yeah.
You'd have to manage your time a different way then. You might miss the hookup with Coldwell and Rice for you to go to the hospital.
And for gameplay talk here, there's no healing. It's not like we'll take him to the hospital and they'll heal him for 3 hit points, right?
Right.
Or does that happen?
It takes time though.
We can do first aid that restores a D4 up to a D4.
Yeah.
And then you can go to a hospital, and ironically, it's the same D4. Go figure.
But I would go so far as to say that you would get the full 4 points back were you to go to the hospital, but it would take time to be seen, time to be correctly healed. Where say each were to try to wrap up any type of broken ribs or something, try to get you done up that way. Maybe pop a few, whatever you got to pop.
There's no aspirin at the stores.
Yeah, help pop whatever you got to pop to get you beyond that. But then again, there runs a chance of it not helping, and you would only get 1d4 points. So, and if he fucks up and he gets a fumble, he'll inflict damage. So,
I got a 10% chance first aid, brother. You want to do it?
Oh, there we go.
10%, man. Less of a chance for me to fumble. There's only 10%.
Oh, you only have 10% period?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Exclamation point.
we.
Yeah, I don't have anything in first aid.
Well, maybe hook up with the other guys and see if they could do something
Yeah.
for you. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
That would probably be the best bet. Maybe
Well,
we'll
the
get
thing,
lucky.
what I'm getting at is he's not bleeding out. He has 4 hit points in the game, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm
right?
stable, so I'm good.
If there's a
Yeah.
fight, that's not good. But yeah,
And he'll get 1 point back as he sleeps.
Yeah.
Every day gives him 1 point. So
we
even,
definitely got one night of sleep in this town before we got to leave, so that's good.
Yeah, you get 1 point back.
Oh, yeah, maybe we can figure out a way to.
Can we
Get
buy
you
an
some-
elixir?
Do you guys? Yeah, can we take him to Riva? Can we take him to Riva? Is Riva in the middle
Riva's
of
got a
town?
little place in country utilities over here. He's there all day long. He makes sure the water turns on and off. Okay.
Riva's RV park.
She's got property out here too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should go meet at the Country Bumpkin and let the other agents know what's going on, and we'll also make a call to Derringer and have 2 of his friendlies or whatever be able
Let's
to watch
stay
that
here
house.
before we leave, and I mean, are we really needing to sit there and meet up at the Country Bumpkin? Why can't we just have them call them and have them meet us here? Assuming they didn't come in as any other type of weird thing that we did, it would make more sense. This is where the threat is. We found and located the proto matter. We leave, it could go somewhere else, and we would not know until we came back. I mean, our hookup time is just simply so we can coordinate information, and I don't think it's all that critical.
While you guys are trying to figure this out,
Mhm.
Agent Rice and Agent Coldwell, you've heard Todd just now exclaim out loud, "It's not my gun, it's Jamie's gun." Basically throwing his wife right under the bus.
So out of character, the kids, Spivey's dad is dead.
That's correct.
Were any details of that death made public or anything, or do people just know that he's dead?
None of that's been made public, most likely for the family's sake. They didn't want any information going around that this 18-year-old son put his fist completely through his father's chest and out the backside, and that's how he killed him.
Okay,
So they didn't. None of that's been released.
So I'm gonna pull Caldwell. I said, Caldwell, come out here, and I'm gonna have him come out into the hall and say, "Hey, Caldwell, this guy's hiding something. Okay, I have an idea. I have a weapon with no serial numbers. Okay, Spivey's father is dead. Okay, Todd's daughter is potentially pregnant. He even just admitted to it. Okay."
That he thought that.
He thought that the dad thinks that he's pregnant. Okay. What do you say we try to spin this that he went into a rage because Spivey's kid impregnated his daughter, and I can use this weapon and say, look, Spivey's dad is dead, and I have a weapon here with filed off serial numbers. There's some evidence that's pointing in the direction that maybe you were kind of upset and you lashed out and you killed Spivey's dad.
I like where you're going with this. Put him into pressure.
All right.
So I'm gonna go back in. I'm assuming this is a persuade handler.
You're going to
Intimidate.
persuade
Well,
Todd that he's the.
No. I'm just trying to. I don't know what I
Well,
have
you don't.
to
It doesn't
roll.
sound like you have to persuade Coldwell at all. It sounds like he's 100% in the car with
I'm
this
good.
one.
I know,
You
man.
know? He's like,
All right, so I'm gonna let's see where it goes. All right, so all right, Caldwell, let's make this happen. So I come back into the room, and I say to Todd, I say, look, I have a weapon on your premises. I don't care if it's yours or Jamie's, okay? But both of you are going down, and here's why, okay? Spivey's father is dead.
yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah, but who's to say
For
that
8
you didn't?
days.
Who's to
I
say
don't know.
you didn't kill him?
What the fuck you talking about?
You just
What
said
kind
to
of agent
us.
are you?
No, you just said that your daughter may have been knocked up by his son. I can spin this any way I want. That you were upset that Spivey's son knocked up your daughter.
That's common knowledge. Yeah.
What's common knowledge?
That everybody probably believes that. It's got nothing to do with me.
Nah, it
But you
doesn't
didn't like
matter. Yeah.
You didn't like the Spivey family. You didn't like your daughter being around and finding out that she might be pregnant.
He's going to run a hum int on this. You see his eyes grow wide with understanding. Ooh, you almost hear the bass drop. You can't do that to me, agent. I didn't do that. Why would you think I would do something like that? You'll never hold up in court.
I don't know, Agent Rice. That sounds like motive to me, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It sounds like motive.
Motive. Got your locomotive here. Got no motive? That's not motive. Why? Because two kids were frolicking in the back of a Camaro? Shit, I did the same thing. Ain't no big deal.
But you killed the father of your unborn baby, his father. You killed him. You want to go spend the rest of your life, you and your wife spend the rest of your life in prison for a murder?
I want to talk to Dan right now.
Dan who?
Dan Oakley. I want to talk to the sheriff right now.
No.
He knows me and my family well enough.
No, you're not speaking to the sheriff.
So what are you going to do? You're just going to hold me here talking shit in my ear all day long, and then what? What are you hoping to get out of me, agent?
Tell me about Oakley. What's going on? He seems to have...
I just told you. It just seems like he spoils his child every time that all those boys get in trouble. Next thing I know, his son gets off, and all them other boys, including my daughter, they all get in trouble. We got to go down to the station, pick them up. You know, now they're all over 18. Everything's going to go sideways for these poor kids now.
What can you tell me about Merle?
Who the fuck is Merle? You talking about the owner of the town? Merle?
Yeah, Merle.
He's just some rich knob polisher for all I know. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean,
the
guy owns fucking everything.
So
rent a movie to VHS at Family Video cost me $4. They're not going to rewind that shit. I ain't got time to rewind.
Does he seem to have a special relationship with Sheriff Oakley? Something that would
I don't know them well enough like that. I don't know Merle well enough. Mr. Bond well enough. Dan, I only know in passing. He's done me a couple favors in the past. Back before he was sheriff. He's done me a couple solids. And I got none but respect for that man.
Seems like you're quite a resident of this town. How long have you lived here?
All my life. My parents are from here. But you know, once you wind up in this black hole, you ain't getting out. This is the event horizon. All time stops here.
On this flat earth.
Then you might understand, where did all the funding come from for your police station? How does a big town have so much law enforcement?
Does it look like I'm a fucking financial guru? Look where I live.
You've been around. You might have seen things change.
Yeah, I went from a small single wide to a large double wide with cheese.
Royale.
All I'm saying is I don't know. I know that Merle's family, they're a legend in this town. They used to run the coal mines, and he's basically built up this town. His parents did, and his grandparents did, and everything. And now the man's basically turned key around here. Everything's his.
So Rice is growing impatient with the responses, and says to Caldwell, "Hey, look, I'm calling in the wagon. Take this guy out of here. He's going to jail. He's going to prison for the rest of his life."
No, wait.
And I'm walking out. I start walking out of the room, putting my phone up to my ear.
That ain't cool. Come on, you. Coldwell. That's your name, right? Caldwell?
You heard
Cold
the man.
one?
Get up.
I can't. You hogtied the shit out of me. How am I going to stand up?
You know? It's like-
I try to get him up.
It's like holding an enlarged Cornish game hen at this point. Look, you got to do something. You got to calm your buddy down. You calm your partner down. I didn't do anything. Big deal. So we had a gun. Wouldn't you have a gun too if you found out some crazy was running around town killing people with their bare hands? Wouldn't you have a gun if you found out that some of your neighbors they go missing for days on end and disappear? They come back and they don't know where the fuck they've been for days? You know, we got farmers around here. You got cattle mutilations all over the fucking place. Things are going crazy in this town. Why wouldn't I have a fucking gun? And with my record, you know I can't buy one legally.
Well, killing people with their bare hands. How'd you come across this information?
I ain't no fool. I know that Spivey did his dad in. Heard he choked him to death. I got that straight from Dan, by the way.
Marshal's office, Agent Rice. I've got a prisoner for transport.
Don't do it, man! My favorite show's on tonight. Yo,
Hey, so Weaver, are you trying to have him cough up some information?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounds like he's given some of it. Now he's mentioned that, people are disappearing, the cattle mutilations, that the sun. So it seems to be working.
And he got it straight from Dan.
Yep.
First name basis with, that's Oakley, right?
I know.
Yeah, so first name basis with the sheriff. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
look, Coldwell, you got a first name? What's your first name?
You don't need to know my first name.
Come on, we do me a solid. You gotta help me out here, man. I ain't done nothing.
You got to help yourself out.
I need to find my daughter. Look at this town. Don't you think if I could get out of this place, I would?
Oh, you seem buddies with Mr. Oakley.
That's Sheriff Oakley. But yeah, we're not buddy, but I mean, we keep each other. You know, he asks me questions and I answer his questions. He helps me get out of pickles at times, and I appreciate that. Our kids are friends. We've seen our kids grow up together. They've been in
And that's
school
all we're
plays
asking.
together. The Nutcracker.
We're asking the same thing. Just cooperate.
What do you want me to say? I don't know.
What's Sheriff Oakley's major role around this town, other than sheriff? He seems to be quite an idol around this town.
He keeps crime off the street. He's a good man.
He seems more of a public face than anything else.
Well, it's an elected position.
Well, I got nothing else. I'll start dragging him out towards the front of the door.
Wait! Ah!
What else you got?
I ain't got nothing else.
Well, then, unfortunately, you might have to sleep in a prison
You know
for
what?
a few
Fine.
nights.
Fuck it. Take me in. Go ahead. Go on, big man.
pleasure.
Good. Let's do this. Let's get this over with. I can't wait until you drag me down to the sheriff's department. I can't wait to see the look on their face. Let's go. Hell, I'll even drive us. Cut me loose.
So Caldwell, remember, he's not going to the sheriff's department. We're not taking him local. So remind him of that. He's not going local. Maybe tell him he's going to be going into some deep, dark hole where nobody, will see him again.
He's going to commit suicide.
Well,
Two shots to the head.
and then
And he's
And
hung.
And then I would also mention that his wife, that, hey, we have agents on the way to pick up your wife too, right now.
Unfortunately for you, Todd, we're not going to see the sheriff. See, you got arrested by a U.S. Marshal that oversees your sheriff department.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Marshall. If you're a U.S. Marshal, then why is your partner calling the U.S. Marshals? Moving on to Agent Each and Agent Adesso. What are you going to do with this residence? Are you going to contact Agent Rice? Are you going to contact Agent Coldwell? Are you going to go back into the residence?
I would suggest that we reconvene with our agents and find out what they found out, and we definitely will tell them what we found out. I think having Derringer send some people here to monitor the house would be best. I don't think that with it be 5 o'clock, it getting to be dark, that we start unscrewing pipes and going under the house and all that kind of stuff. I think we need some backup on that. Odessa, what are your thoughts?
That should work. We've got to do something to secure the home, though, so nobody goes back
Yes.
in it. If we,
I locked the door.
well, we need to get that, the police car that we borrowed. I'll bet you it's got a roll of crime scene tape in the back, and we could just simply put it over the doors and the windows.
That's with the other agents, though, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we did come down in a unlicensed vehicle or unmarked
Rental
vehicle.
car, yeah.
Yeah, Charger. Well, Odessa, do you think we should wait here then for the friendlies to keep an eye on the place while we're there, make sure nobody goes up into it? I'm worried that the more attention we bring to the house, if we're wrapping it up with tape and all that, that's going to get the attention of Sheriff Oakley, and they're going to want to have people going in there. And then if they find out, if heaven forbid, if one of them goes into the bathroom to take a crap and then they get attacked by that purple grapefruit thing that we saw,
Yeah.
it's going to be out in the open, and more civilians are going to have to be cleansed.
Good point. Let's we'll lock it and leave. There's really not much else we can do, because if we start calling attention to the place, we'll start having to do a bigger cleanup. Of course, we still probably can use our cover story that someone was using the bathtub to cook meth in, which is why the smell is bad and we have to remove the pipes. So that is a plausible explanation, but you're right. Let's not make it bigger than it has to be. So let's
Not yet. Not until we have to
let's
make it
move
bigger.
on. Let's call Dillinger. Let's just call Dillinger and ask for more resources. We're going to have to do something. We're going to have to do something on this house.
I'll call Derringer, and I'll actually drive.
Derringer, there you go.
Yeah. I think this is the first time that you've ever been riding shotgun with me,
Yeah.
or as I like to call it, riding katana.
Riding
your-
Wakasashi?
You did not bring the wakizashi, right?
No, I don't have the wakizashi, but I have the katana that was given to me in our little gift package, and I have my normal Tonto knife that I have.
And as you're helping Odessa go around to the side of the car, and you're easing him into the seat, you could just feel his chest super soft. Feels almost as though crushed, and you could kind of hear the ribs as they kind of gravel against the sternum. And your
Good
eyes
Lord.
get wide briefly. And we'll see you next session.
Oh, I got a line of questions.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what we're going to do, because we can't start lighting this thing up in the bathroom. That's going to bring noise and all that. What am I going to
here's what we're
fucking
gonna do.
fight a
Here's what we're gonna
tentacle
do.
with my hands? Do that every morning.
By the way, you had said something, Sam, earlier when I had asked you if you could make this check, and you said you didn't have anything in there, but you had a 10% or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be the roll.
Okay.
Like accounting has 10% on this dude right here, and there's
Yeah.
nothing here. It is
Me too.
10%. So
Okay.
all right.
So you want me to make an accounting check?
No, shut the fuck up. You and the.
Counting check.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, leave us that 5-star rating and review. We also have a YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20, so if you're into watching, head on over and hit that subscribe bell. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.